Hello, today I will talk about what it means to be a sustainability consultant. I will start by explaining what sustainability is and why it's important to consider it for future societal and business development. I'll then go on to discuss the role consultants can play in sustainable business, explaining key soft skills and then discussing various key technical skills required to give a holistic reflection on what it means to be a sustainability consultant. In a very basic sense, sustainability is defined as the ability to be maintained at a certain rate or level. For example, the sustainability of economic growth or public health. However, in recent decades, the word sustainability has taken on a new meaning. To understand what it means to be a sustainability consultant, it's important to first understand the motivation for this change. In the 1970s, the first Earth Day was held in the USA, and in 1972, the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment occurred, the first major global conference on international environment and development issues. The famous blue marble image was also taken in 1972, taken by the Apollo 17 crew. Emerging in the 1970s was this notion that the Earth was a system and seen from space it was quite a fragile one, something tangible and discrete that is not finite. Since then, we've been looking down on the Earth and learning more about the Earth's systems. In 1978, the influential Brundtland Report was released, Our Common Future, which defines sustainability as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. This new definition works with the notion that these Earth systems must be maintained at a safe level for humanity for future generations to come. However, research has revealed that human activities can significantly alter these critical Earth systems, causing climate change. Activities such as agriculture, vehicle emissions, burning forests, and power generation and industry release greenhouse gases such as CO2. CO2 specifically has risen at an exponential rate, as seen in the graph showing the recent CO2 increase in the context of the last 400,000 years. And the danger with greenhouse gas emissions is that they contribute to the greenhouse effect, warming the Earth. In fact, the 10 hottest years in the last 10,000 years have all occurred within the last 20 years, signaling the monumental impact human activity is having on the planet. This can increase the likelihood and severity of extreme weather events, which we're already beginning to see this impact. And we're doing a similar thing with biodiversity. Some experts saying that human activity is inducing the 6th mass extinction event that we've seen in the Earth's history. So how is this being combated? Well, from this, international agreements have emerged aiming to facilitate sustainable development. The most influential ones are the Paris Climate Agreement, which is an international agreement aiming to limit warming to below 2 degrees C with an aim for 1.5 degrees C, and the UN Sustainable Development Goals, a set of 17 goals which aim to provide a blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet now and into the future. Whilst the Paris Climate Agreement focuses on maintaining the Earth system at a safe level, the UN Sustainable Development Goals focus on the 3 pillars of sustainability, encompassing social, economic, and environmental principles of sustainability. Both are important for sustainable development. So, what role do business play in this? Well, businesses can contribute to unsustainable practices such as land use change and the release of greenhouse gases, violations of human rights and equality principles, and the mismanagement of environmental resources. For example, in the textiles industry alone, labour rights have been declining across key sourcing locations across global supply chains. Most famously was the 2013 Rana Plaza factory collapse, which is described as the worst ever industrial incident to hit the garment industry and shone a light into unsustainable business practices for multiple fast fashion chains. However, further investigations indicate this decline is continuing. In addition, global textile production contributes more than 1 billion tonnes of CO2 equivalent emissions per year, and similar unsustainable practices can be applied across multiple industries globally. The 2022 Emissions Gap Report found the world is still falling short of the Paris climate goals. Due to this, there are significant improvements that can be made within businesses to enhance sustainability for future development. Driven by both consumers' demand for better business practices and the rise in sustainable business standards, such as compliance with the UK Environment Act, which was passed into law in 2021, many companies require significant reform within their businesses. To keep up with the pace of change, a business may choose to hire a sustainability consultant, who is an external expert that can aid in delivering the environmental and social improvements necessary. To be a sustainability consultant, you have to possess a range of skills. These span both soft skills and technical skills. Soft skills include problem solving, communication, leadership, flexibility, resilience, and project management. The role of a sustainability consultant requires you to work on a project that fulfills the client's needs, considering the client's organizational policy and wider law. The first step to project management is writing a project brief agreed upon with the client and the project team. It is a detailed written document that must include a project scope to define the boundaries of the project and manage expectations, the budget, clearly defined project objectives which must be measurable so you can audit the project's success, the deadline for handover, and the final deliverables which show the agreement between the project team and the client to show that the target has been met. Next step is overview planning. You need to consider what the project is, as it will have a limited lifetime. Planning is imperative to ensure the project is delivered on time. Overview planning should be done first. This is a top-down approach that concerns the big picture to provide the team with an outline and allow the project to be broken down into more manageable parts. Next comes the detailed planning. In detailed planning, we look at the smaller practical units of work, and this includes tasks which are normally assigned to one or more people. The detailed plan can track progress and ensure deadlines are met. Multiple tools are available to facilitate this, for example, Gantt charts, which can provide a timeline for achieving different parts of the project. Also, PERT diagrams, which can highlight the critical pathway, which is important to see the dependencies within the project so contingency plans can be implemented to plan for the unexpected and ensure the project is delivered on time. The next step is actioning the plan. Implementing the plan can be tracked using project status meetings or reports to review the progress. There are multiple project management tools available, such as Hive, Zoho Projects, Smartsheet, and Rike, and the type of tool that the sustainability consultant may use is dependent on the individual. There are also a range of technical skills required for the sustainability consultant. These are the skills that make the consultant an expert and more specialized. These include knowledge of environmental impact assessments and environmental management systems. Assessments, or EIAs, evaluate the likely environmental impacts of a project or company. Some examples include the Building Research Establishment Environmental Assessment Methodology, or BREEAM, which focuses on the sustainable value and efficiency of buildings. Another is B Corporation certification, which focuses on using for-profit businesses as a force for good and is attained through a B impact assessment that measures social and environmental performance and includes a legal commitment to change corporations' governance within the organization. Examples include Ben & Jerry's, Patagonia, and BrewDog. And a final example is WELL Building Standard, which is a performance-based system for measuring, certifying, and monitoring features of the built environment that impact human health and well-being. Also, knowledge of environmental management systems is required. EMSs are systems and databases which implement processes for monitoring and reporting of specialized environmental performance information to stakeholders within the organization. One of the most widely used is the ISO 14001. This is the EU standard and can be related to any industry. It requires you to create an aspect and impact register and then evaluate the significance once the review is complete, which will drive the EMS. This is an example of a completed aspect and impact register showing the aspect, primary impact, likelihood of consequence, the severity of consequence, overall score, significance, and the relevant legislation. So overall, this is a reflection of what it means to be a sustainability consultant. The key takeaways are that human influence is having a significant impact on the Earth's systems, and to develop sustainably, we must ensure that we keep these systems within a safe and just space. Businesses can be a key lever for change, and sustainability consultants can help facilitate that. A sustainability consultant must possess both soft skills such as project management and technical skills such as knowledge on EIAs and EMSs. Thank you for listening to my presentation on what it means to be a sustainability consultant. And thank you. Here is a list of the references that we used within the presentation.